Hi guys, and thanks for joining me today. I'm going to bring you on a whistle-stop tour of Hopin. Hopin is a platform we're proposing to use for your event. Ordinarily, we would do this demo live, so I'm just going to really quickly bring you through all of the functions and areas within the platform, so that you can see it at a glance, I suppose, and make sure you're happy with it. Think about the platform essentially as an online venue. So we're doing probably 2 or 3 of these a day at this stage, and they're really successful. It's a very simple platform to use, and it basically gets everybody together in one space, and you can do everything from there. So I'm going to bring you through the functionality now. Okay, so this is, as soon as you register for the event and log in, you get into this reception area, okay? So obviously for your event, everything will be branded in your colors, in your fonts, and anything that you want to change around, you can do so within this as long as you're keeping this to the same layout. So we would do all of this for you, but it would very much look like your own web page and your own venue. Just going to give you a quick look down here at the tab on the left-hand side. You've got your reception, your stage, your sessions, which would be essentially like breakouts, and think about this as a venue. So you walk into the stage, you press the button, you're walking into the stage. You press this button and you're walking into the breakout room, so you can pick whichever breakout room is relevant to you or that you want to see. The networking, and then the expo area at the end where you can bring in some partners or some suppliers if that's relevant to you. Again, imagine all of this would be in your own branding. These two functions here, they just call out anything that's live at the minute. So there is a stage content piece going live at the minute, and there is a live demo. So we'll go through them in a second. This is your event description, and then this is your schedule. So if there is an agenda for the event, it runs here, and people can look at it at a glance. They can also add it to their calendars here by pressing this button, and it goes into their calendar. So that's your reception page. We'll skip into the stage. So the stage, actually, I'm sending a feed of a pre-record that I did previously from our studio. So I'm just going to go in here and turn down the volume. So that's me in studio, and I'm just showing one of the decks. So this is me in studio clicking through some of the slides just to show what a presentation would look like in a green screen studio. So again, think about this. If you have a studio for your event, this is the feed that people would see. So if you're in the RDS or wherever you are, and we would be capturing that feed and sending it to this stage area here. Even if you're not in a studio, so if you decide to do the event fully remote and we're dialing people in, the content studio that Catapult run bring people into the event, and we control all of the content. So whether you're in studio or not, we still manage all of this and send it into this feed. And as you can see here, obviously we were just dialing in a couple of people there just to show you what it looked like, and we have them picture in picture. And this is obviously a green screen backdrop. So if you're in the RDS, that's an LED backdrop and a significantly larger space. So again, you can imagine what that would look like depending on the level of studio that you're using. If you are in the studio, for instance, you could have 4 people or 5 people on stage at one time and still be socially distant. And that's just us kind of going through the different looks that we can do. I'm going to skip over to sessions for a minute. So think about sessions as the breakout room. So again, you walk into the venue, you go into the breakout rooms, and you can see the breakout room is a smaller version of the stage. So it can be much more collaborative. It can have lots of people on screen at one time. It can have a smaller stage happening. But these are generally kind of less studio emphasis and more kind of collaborative and getting other people involved and more interactive for sure. You can have as many of these as you want. They can be set up in whatever way you want, and they can be targeted to certain people. So if you just want team A from sales to be in a workshop together, then that's all that will be in that. And we essentially can allocate that through ticket type. Otherwise, you can have lots of sessions happening and people can jump in and out of their own one if they want. Before I go on, I just want to talk about the chat function over here on the right-hand side. There's a number of different sort of chat areas. You can have event chat, or you can have a local chat to the room that you're in. So for instance, I'm just going to go in here. I'll show you, for instance, I'm now in a session. So I can click share audio and video, and my video would come up on the screen. I'm not going to do that now because Zoom would have a hissy fit if I did that, so I won't do that. But if under normal circumstances, you can allow people to share audio and video, or you can just limit them to being able to enter into the chat box here on the right-hand side. as you can see, there's different chats. So I can have event-wide chat or session chat, and just I can type something in here and it comes up. So event-wide, everyone can see it. Session, only people in the sessions. It's the same in the stage. If you had content or you had questions, and only people at the stage would see that particular piece of information. And then obviously I can direct message people as well. You can add polls. So during the event, you can get live feedback from people. And you can also, over here on the right-hand side, click people. So within people, I can click, anyone who's at the event will come up in this list. Everyone who's at the event will come up in this list, unless you don't want them to. So you can eliminate some people if there are certain people that you don't want to come up in this list. And I can invite Barry to a video call, and once he accepts, we can have a chat together. You can then add more people to that call if you so wish. So it's a nice way of getting lots of people together and chatting. Into networking here. Networking in this platform is set up like speed dating. So, or speed networking, should I say, not speed dating, wrong thing, but speed networking. So speed networking works, you set the timer, you click the button and you get put into a room with one of your colleagues. You don't know who it is, and you don't know who's going to be next. So you could set that, and we do this as icebreakers and have 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes of this, and you get to meet 15 or 20 people or however many people it is in a very short space of time, and it's lots of fun, and it's a really nice thing to be able to do. So highly recommend that, and setting the time and even setting a task to have during that is really good fun as well. And then the last thing on the list here is the expo. Now, all of these buttons can be changed or turned off. So you could call the stage something else, or sessions, breakouts, or networking, or expo could be partners or suppliers or whatever. So if you have partners and you want them to be part of the event, this is where they can go. So you could have them do a piece on stage, or you could have a small little ad come up on the stage on part of the show reel or whatever. But then down here, they can have their own booth. And again, think about it like an exhibition hall. You have the different booths doing different things. So if one of your partners wanted to do a live session or a live demo of a new product, or you wanted to have a pre-recorded session of video, or you wanted to have some training videos or anything like that, that's where these live. So we just have a pre-recorded video of an event that we did for the UN recently, so that just lives there. But as you can see, you could have 10 or 20 or 30 of these, or even a smaller number if you so wish, and any partner can decide what they want to do themselves. If some of them want to do live and they want to have people there and they want to talk to your staff, then they can do that, or it can just be pre-recorded. I suppose the last thing to talk about is the data that is collected from these events. So I'm just going back to the stage here for a minute and see what's happening. And there's nothing happening on the stage. But the really good thing about this platform, or any platform, but specifically this one, is the amount of data that's collected. So everyone who is engaged, all the people who were on, how long they were on for, what they looked at, how long they looked at each thing, what was popular, what wasn't, who they engaged with, who they sent messages to. Now they're all public messages, so that's fine. What partners they went and how long they stayed with each partner, what sessions they attended. So every piece of information is collected, absolutely everything. So it just means that going into next year, you've got a really good footing. You know what works, you know what maybe didn't work, and you know what was popular and maybe not so popular. So it's a really helpful tool. And the analytics on this, it's actually easier to capture the analytics on a virtual event than it is on a live event, for lots of different reasons. But yeah, that's a kind of a whistle-stop tour. Usually we would do this, as I said, live, and we would have live sessions and bring people up and have them share their screens and all that kind of stuff. And again, on the stage content there, all of the stage content is streamed in from the studio, whether you have an actual studio or whether you have people just dialing in remotely. Catapult control and are technically responsible for all of that. And so we will work through all of that content with you, both in rehearsals and for the live event. So I think that's all of the functionality, and I'll leave it at that. And if you have any questions, you can get them shared back to me. And thank you for watching. Cheers.